Hey, John, how are you? All right, just need to get word out to more people who want to watch this. Ooh, nice. New pair of Yeezys. And I'm glad you're doing good, John. Mhm. And I'm gonna send this out to other friends. Lily, hi. Ren, hi. Oh, Ren, I just Snapchatted you that I was live, so just ignore that Snapchat that I sent you. You're not ignoring it. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get started here in a few minutes, but I got this Pikachu that just stares into the camera. Still have this globe. My cousin once convinced me this thing was haunted. Speaking of my cousin, I need to invite him to the stream. And I invite somebody else. Fuck. Let me see. Your favorite Pokemon's Pikachu? My favorite's Poliwag, the little blue tadpole-like thing. You know, one day I just need a globe and make it into a Poliwag so I can just sit here and just spin it. Because he's so round and yeah, I would love to do that. Let me actually just get my list of Pokemon up here. Just so I can go through these, because there's like so many of them. I can't remember them all in order. Oh yeah, Ren, thank you for this. Thank you for the dragon. And also, hold on, I'm gonna tip this up just a bit for a minute. We also got this. So Ren, thank you for these two drawings right here. I love these. That's right, I'm doing Ninetales too, don't worry. And there we go. I want to get Pikachu in the shot. I've got to move this. This table really catches on the damn carpet. And who just messaged me? Okay. Yeah, I know you're there. Your favorite Pokemon is Nanolan. If she was a Pokemon, she'd be my favorite. Oh, I need to. Shit, I knew I forgot to do something. I will do that this week. John, I'm sorry. I just had a really busy, crazy week, so I never got around to it. And no, I didn't get a new chair. Still the same fucking bar stool. So that actually would be kind of cool. Bulldog, I would do that if I had the money. So let me just see. Somewhere in Canada. That would be awesome. I wish I could go to Canada. I've always wanted to visit Canada. There's a lot of cryptids down there. So, holy shit. Okay, here we go. I got my Pokemon list ready to go. But no, I would love to go to Canada, but the thing is, money. Hashtag GoFundMe for Spooky. Or hashtag GoFundMe for a park. Well, Spooky's my Discord name, so hashtag GoFundMe for plane tickets to Canada. But anyway, hi guys. Thank you for tuning in to Cryptocast on a Sunday, which is really rare. I'm your host Parker, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon based off of mythological creatures and cryptids. So, and this is in honor of the new Pokemon games that came out for the Switch just recently. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I do not have a Switch, so I haven't played the games. But if you guys have a Switch, let me know what Pokemon that you have, like which version you chose, what your favorite Pokemon in the game is, what your favorite part of the games is. Just let me know because I would really love to know. Are you a Pikachu fan or an Eevee fan? I don't have an Eevee, but let's just say this general area. Let's just say this globe is Eevee. So are you a Pikachu fan or an Eevee fan? Which do you like more? Let me know. I would be happy to do that. So yeah, we're gonna get started here. So like I said, we're gonna be talking about some of your favorite Pokemon that are based off of cryptids. And yeah, Gen 8. I do want to switch though for Let's Go. I want it for Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild and the new Smash Bros. That's coming out. I fucking love Smash, and I want to play as that Piranha Plant so fucking bad. So yeah, I want to switch. Well, Christmas is right around the corner. So yeah, let's get started. So let me see. So Gen 1, it really didn't have any Pokemon based off of many mythical or cryptid related creatures. Oh, the Lavender Town theory. Yes. Okay. That's actually something good. Let's start off on the Lavender Town theory and then I'll get into the Pokemon. So the Lavender Town theory is in Japan, in the original Red and Green, the theme music for Lavender Town, it was like so high pitched and it like did something that caused like a lot of kids to commit suicide. At least that's what the creepypasta says. So I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I mean, I do have a Lavender Town theme song on here. I do have it. So, where the fuck is it? Hold on. Disturbing video. There we go. But yeah, that's Lavender Town. So pretty much like the original track from that from Red and Green in Japan when the games first came out. According to creepypasta, caused a lot of kids to commit suicide. I listened to it. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to it on it, I mean, it is really high pitched. So I mean, just don't listen to it too often. But I mean, I have it on here for Halloween purposes and spooky music because I like spooky stuff, and only children and young teenagers can really hear it. That explains why I got a headache listening to it when I was 16. Fuck. Okay, but anyway, let's start talking about some of these Pokemon. So, like I said, Gen 1, there really wasn't that many Pokemon based off of cryptids or mythical creatures and the like. So, let's actually start off, though, with the Charmander line. Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. So, obviously, Charizard is based off of the standard depiction of a dragon minus a fire on the tail, despite the fact that Charizard is not a dragon himself. But I'm pretty sure there was a legend in Japan of a like I forgot what it was. There's like a chow, no, not a chow. I don't know what the fuck a chow is, but there was a story of a salamander that wanted to fly, and eventually it grew wings and turned into a dragon. That is what the Charmander line is based off of. So Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, they're all based off of that line. Um, Charizard being the salamander that can fly, even though it is a dragon. It didn't get dragon typing until its mega evolution in Generation 6 in Pokemon X and Y with the X Megastone for that. Um, yeah, Gen 1 didn't have that many, but okay, so Nidoking for Germany. I'll have to look that up after I'm done with this. I'm curious. But Nidoking, believe it or not, Nidoking is based off of an ogre. And for a lot of people who don't know what Pokemon is, it's that big, hunky, purple guy right there. Um, Nidoking, he is based off of an ogre. He sort of has like the more like, out of Nidoqueen and Nidoking, he's sort of like the more uglier one. Even though I love Nidoking, no hate towards Nidoking, but he's like the more uglier one out of Nidoqueen and Nidoking. He's based off of an ogre. He's got the sort of like, he's sort of short, stocky, and buff. He's got the ogre-like ears and the spikes on his head. So Nidoking is based off of an ogre. Now, I would say Clefairy and Clefable in the anime, they are aliens. They come from another planet, but they're pretty much based off. They're pretty much based off of like stars, kind of like shooting stars. Clefairy is a fairy type Pokemon. Yeah, it's called the fairy Pokemon as well. So, I mean, in the anime, Clefairy and Clefable and Cleffa, they all come from outer space. So, I mean, in the anime, yes, they're essentially aliens, and they evolve using the Moonstone. Now, Ren, if you're still hanging around, let's move on to Vulpix and Ninetales. So Vulpix and Ninetales, they're pretty much a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, for one reason or another. Kat, if you're watching this, shout out to you. I know you love Ninetales, so shout out to Kat in my Discord server. And shout out to you too, Ren, because I know you love Ninetales. So Vulpix and Ninetales are based off the Kitsune, which is the nine-tailed fox. And when Vulpix is young, it has 6 tails, and as it gets older, those tails split, and when it evolves into 9 tails, those tails grow and become 9 tails, which in the name, 9 tails. And in the lore of Pokemon, Ninetales, it says if you pull on one of its tails, you'll be plagued with bad luck. I wish this thing had some Pokédex, and oh yes, it does have Pokédex entries. Okay, so the red and blue Pokédex entry for Ninetales, it says very smart and very vengeful. Grabbing one of its many tails can result in a 1,000-year curse. And I'm sorry if you hear that. I think my mom's vacuuming up there. So, and according to, and the yellow Pokédex entry says, according to an enduring legend, 9 noble saints were united and reincarnated as this Pokemon. So each of those tails represents one of those 9 noble saints. And it says it can live, and it says it can live live for 1,000 years. And believe it or not, Ninetales casts a sinister light from its bright red eyes to gain control over its foe's mind. This Pokemon is said to live for 1,000 years. So Ninetales has some sort of like mind control sort of thing going on with it. Which, I mean, I haven't done much research into the Kitsune. I know a bit about it, but I mean, well, in Naruto Shippuden and Naruto, and the I don't know. I've never seen the Boruto series with his little son or whatever the fuck he is. The Ninetales and the different tailed beasts, they play a major role in that anime. So if you do like that, it's a long as fuck anime, but I suggest you check it out because they really talk about the Nine Fox lore and legend a bit more. But I mean, I don't know much about the Nine-tailed fox, but I mean, it is very, very prominent and it is really cool. So I do really suggest you take a look at that. It's really nice. Okay, so let me see. Oh, and Rapidash, obviously. Rapidash is based on a unicorn because it's got the little horn on its head and everything. It's evolved from a Ponyta. And Rapidash, well, not Rapidash, unicorns in general. There are so many creatures that have been thought to be the unicorn. narwhals, they're called unicorns of the sea. The okapi, which is that giraffe zebra kind of crossbred looking thing. People believe that actually no, it wasn't like people back then. It was so rare. They believed that the okapi was a cryptid. It was a cryptid at one point because until one was captured, it was called the unicorn. It was called the African unicorn because it lived in Africa. It was so rare, nobody ever really saw it. So until somebody actually captured it, now they're pretty much at every zoo. I mean, they're still rare, but I mean, not as rare like as they were back then. Thanks to conservation efforts. Do your part, kids. Recycle, conserve animals, protect nature. Captain Planet all the way. But yeah, in a Magic Treehouse book, it was like I forgot what book it was. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because this is gonna bother me until the end of the stream unless I look this up. Magic Treehouse, unicorn. Blizzard, Magic Treehouse, Blizzard of the Blue Moon. So the Blue Moon also featured a unicorn, which I remember this one very fondly. This is like my standard depiction of a unicorn because I read this book when I was young, and I love the Magic Treehouse books when I was a kid. I mean, I feel like most people did when they were forced to read back in grade school. So there's that, and yeah, it was just really cool. So yes, Rapidash is based off of a unicorn. Now we're moving on to something a bit more interesting. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. They were the very first ghost Pokemon. And like I said, being ghost Pokemon, they were ghosts. And they can only be caught in Lavender Tower in the game. And in Lavender Tower, you also fought the ghost of Cubone's mother, which was a ghost Marowak, like an actual ghost Pokemon. So that was like our very first encounter with an actual ghost in the game. So yeah, Pokemon has ghosts too, guys. And in the what was it? It was that Pokemon anime little mini series that they did starring Red and his travels. I forgot what it was called. In the anime, the one girl's like you have a white hand on your shoulder, and there's actually and like in the anime you can actually see like a white hand touching Red's shoulder. Oh yeah, there also is the Alolan form Marowak. That's right. I'll get to him later, but because there is really cool lore about the Alolan Pokemon. Just saying, guys. So get ready for that. Magikarp and Gyarados are next on my list to talk about, and I swear every time I stream, the fucking phone rings. No, keep ringing. I'll wait. Yeah, keep ringing. I'll wait. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. But Magikarp and Gyarados. Magikarp and Gyarados, they're based off of an old Japanese legend about koi fish that swim up the waterfall, and the ones that actually make it up the waterfall turn into a dragon. Like sort of like the standard like Chinese, Japanese, Asian dragon with like the beard and the whiskers and everything. That's what Gyarados is supposed to be, despite him not being a dragon. Even his mega evolution is not a dragon, which doesn't make sense to me. So it starts off as like a little weak koi fish turning into something much more powerful. All that potential from training it and leveling it up turns it into a dragon, even though it's not really a dragon. But it is still cool lore. Next up, we have Lapras. I'm only including Lapras on here because Lapras is based off of Plesiosaur, which many people believe is what the Loch Ness Monster and many of the lake monsters are based off of. So that's why he's on this list. So there have been many sightings of creatures in lakes since back during, I don't know, like probably like since the early like 1600s, maybe even before that. But yeah, these lake monsters, they all have similar features: long necks, paddle-like flippers and really massive tails and necks. So a lot of people believe that that is sort of like just a standard format for lake monsters. They could either be they could all be the same creature or they could be a different subspecies. But people believe that they are plesiosaurs that survived the Ice Age and the mass extinction event that occurred with the dinosaurs. So, and I see like 50 of them named Nessie, so you're not alone. But I think I named my Nessie at one point, just one point. Now we are going to move on to the legendary birds. So, Articuno, honestly, guys, I don't know what the fuck Articuno is based off of. I'll do some research if I have time at the end. I don't know what Articuno is based off of. But Zapdos. Zapdos, Zapdos, Zapdos. This is where it gets fun. Or shoes in Spanish, because I think like Spanish for shoes is like. So I mean it's really close. But Zapdos, even though he is a hummingbird, if you look really closely, he has a long beak, kind of proboscis for like getting the flowers and everything. He's a hummingbird, but he's based off the mythological creature, the Thunderbird, because he's literally an electric flying type bird Pokemon. And the Thunderbird is in Native American legends. It travels with the storms, creates the storms, and it it's supposed to bring like what is it? I'm trying to think of the right word here. It's supposed to bring the rains, like if people like for the people that prayed to it, like the Native Americans and everything. And oh fuck, that's right. Oh, okay, yes, I know what that is. I'll get right back to it after I finish. Right after I finish Zapdos. So Zapdos is based off of the Thunderbird, and like in Native American lore, it's supposed to bring bountiful harvest because it brings the rains. Like times of drought brings the rains, and um there was this account back in the 60s. This Thunderbird like grabbed this one kid in Illinois, picked him up off the ground like a few feet, and then dropped him. And I mean, no bird really has the strength to literally lift up a person. Like he was still like a kid, like about 10 years old, and really, nothing can really lift up a 10-year-old boy. Like a bird can't do that because I mean, they're strong, but they're not strong enough to lift up a human. The only bird that really is capable of really lifting up something much bigger than itself is the harpy eagle, and which eats monkeys in the Amazon rainforest, and Illinois is in the United States. So unless there is an escaped harpy eagle on the loose from like a zoo or something, which is very possible because animals get out of zoos a lot. At least that's what I've read up on. But other than that, no bird can really lift up a person. So it's very, very, very likely that the Thunderbird exists. So, Randy made a good point. We're going back to Articuno. So, Articuno, yeah, I think you're right. The more I think about it, let me double check, and I will talk about Moltres while I do this. So Moltres, guys, Moltres is based off of the Phoenix, which I mean, if you guys seen Harry Potter, Dumbledore's Phoenix, it's a bird that literally is like fire itself. Phoenixes, they die and then they engulf themselves in flames when they die, and a new phoenix is born again from the ashes, representing that fire type. So yes, the three birds are based off of three mythological birds: the Thunderbird, the Phoenix, and I believe it is the Rock for Articuno. Not Dwayne, not Dwayne. I mean, I wish. No shit, Wikipedia. Wikipedia just told me that Articuno is based off the words for Arctic and Uno. I do about it. Oh, this site's old. It says it still can't be captured in Pokemon Go. Fucking hell, I don't know. It's an old, outdated website. But yes, Articuno is based off of the giant bird found in The Adventures of Sinbad. I think I forgot what Sinbad movie, but I mean, Sinbad is an old legend, and it's based off this creature called the Rock. And what the Rock is, it's this giant bird, like super giant. It said its main prey is elephants. That's how big it is. It can pick elephants up with ease and carry them into the sky into its nest. And it said that like when a rock flies and stretches out its wings, it can block out the sun until it closes them. So this is